Hello, today we're going to be taking a look at a game played between Ian Nepomniachtchi and Abdusattorov. Ian Nepomniachtchi is one of the strongest Russian players and a candidate for world champion. So let's see how the game goes. e4, they played a Sicilian Defense, c5, knight f3, e6, d4, takes, knight f6, knight c3, knight c6. Knight b5, bishop b4, pinning the knight, a3, try to get rid of the pawn, takes, d5. Bishop d3, takes, knight e4, we exchange, queen d1, check. Exchanging the queens quite early on. Has to take with the king, so now he can't castle anymore. d7, d2, e5, quite standard moves, e1, protecting that line, also opening a very good lane for the rook, f6, protecting that pawn, b3, trying to push white's pawns, castles, c3. Already activating the king because, well, not a lot of figures left on the board. Knight e7, b2, c6, d3, h5, h4, c7. a4, pushes his pawns, a5, f4, e4, attacks the bishop, bishop takes with the bishop, exchanges with the rook, knight f5, bishop e3, attacking that pawn, knight takes, c4, check, b8. By order of the Holy Roman Emperor of the Roman Empire, all citizens must be subscribed to ALEXX Chess. All those who are not subscribed will be punished severely. Here he goes bishop f2, attacking the knight, knight goes back to f5, rook c5, attacking this pawn and this knight, g6, protecting the knight, a5 takes the pawn, rook d2, bishop a7, check, king has to move to c7, rook c5, check again, d7, g1, h4, king c1, d6, has to move the rook, a5. This is not the best move because a8. Here, the best move would be b6 because after b6, he can go takes on b6, exchange, a1, check, and he can take the rook. But after a8, he played takes on f5 with the rook, takes f5, f2, a5, b2, d2, bishop goes h4, takes the pawn, rook c5, attacking that pawn 2 times, rook c1, defending that pawn, king e6, bishop e1, attacking the rook, rook takes the pawn on g2, bishop c3, with a nice control of this pawn, e2, h1, f2, moving the rooks back and forward, f4, takes the pawn, check, d5, e1, f1, attacks the bishop, c4 takes, check, has to move, e4, b4, attacks another rook, rook c6, rook f7, rook f2 check, c3, f3 check, b2 by the king, b6, e7, d3, a3, f4. Standard moves, just trying to push this pawn to become a queen. a4, rook f1, f7, again attacking this pawn, king c2, d7 has to move, a1, check, b5 moves, attacks both this pawn and the rook, rook goes to f6, d2 check, b3, d3 checks again, c2 moves, has to check again, king c1, f2, b1, king a4, f3, and c5. After c5 takes, and in this position, black obviously won.